Well, hello. So today I wanted to talk about Shakira and J-Lo, and your thoughts if you're a fan and the situation with the Super Bowl and how that makes you feel, and the spiritual lessons that come out of it. So Shakira and Jennifer Lopez will be performing at the Super Bowl. I do not watch the Super Bowl. I don't understand why we give so much money to the Super Bowl when we understand CTE, brain injuries on children, what the ripple effects does on the damaging of the frontal cortex among society, and how that leads into various different elements such as rape, murder, cruelty, the lack of making decisions. 95% of the children that receive brain injury have these kind of injuries. So various different elements come into play just from CTE. Now, I love Shakira. I love Jennifer Lopez. I listen to their music. I love it. Look. And what's the other song? I can't get your love. Or whatever. I don't even know. You know what I'm talking about. So, but then the CTE element comes into play. Now, Colin Kaepernick has clearly been railroaded by the NFL because the protest for lives, for humanity, for black men that are being racially profiled and individuals, Sandra Bland, various different people that have died in police custody. So, and having that discussion, and you would think that because this individual is so brave to stand above billions of people, because there's quite a few people that don't agree with Colin Kaepernick and him taking a knee in order to raise awareness to this kind of issue. Not even talking about CTE, but taking an awareness as to how black men and women are treated in America and how much we still have racism. But he was swept away by the NFL and all those kind of elements in the teams. So you have those two elements. An element of racism, a clear racism, of people trying to silence that element of racism within the police industry. And also the issue of CTE and brain injury and the ripple effect that that does, and the cannibalistic Roman circus that is American football. On children, on humanity, on everyone. And it's almost preposterous and insane that people would be like, yay, football, after we are educated as to what we know that it does to the brain and the results of the choices that are made once the brain is damaged. O.J. Simpson, football players, you can research all this stuff up. And as we move forward, as people become more and more educated, we're going to be able to transform the sport into something much safer. Perhaps utilizing robots, AI, I don't know. That's where I'm going here. But Jennifer Lopez and Shakira. So, have you ever had someone say something really nasty to you and you're like, I just can't talk to you right now? I just cannot talk to you right now. I can't process the choices that you have made. It's physically and emotionally difficult for me to encounter your voice, your presence, because now you have aligned yourself to this particular element. So that's how I feel about Jennifer Lopez and Shakira. Well, they're and I'm listening to Pantora while I'm working, and then Shakira comes up, I was like, look, no, and dislike, and I ask myself, if I dislike that song, and all those kind of elements, if you dislike that song, then you dislike that song, or if you skip that song, what does that mean? Those kind of moral elements about yourself. Are you willing to say to Shakira and Jennifer Lopez, bye, tacos and burritos for all of you, That totally pissed Jennifer Lopez off, right? Think of it as humility. you know, South Park and tacos and burritos is the least of your problems. So all those things come into play. What do you think about humanity? Should Jennifer Lopez and the NFL and Colin Kaepernick come together and raise awareness about police brutality in America during the halftime show? Justin Timberlake came back. There was an element of, and Janet Jackson has not been asked back. What does that mean? The black titty. What does that mean? Flashing a black titty to all of America. What does it mean for people not to want to see a black titty when you fed off of it for the entire life? A titty in general. So, what are those things? All these various questions that come into play as Americans, as human beings. What are your thoughts? Those are my thoughts. I want to wish you all a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful eternity.